Trump seizes on border unrest ahead of perilous month. President Donald Trump is seizing on an attempt by 500 migrants to rush the southern border to use immigration as an issue to bolster his presidency at a critical political moment. Trump spent weeks ahead of the midterm elections warning that the United States was about to experience an invasion from a migrant caravan wrecking north across Mexico, and sent troops to the border in what critics branded a political stunt. He seized on unrest at the frontier on Sunday to hike pressure on Mexico and to squeeze his political opponents in Washington as he demands financing for his border wall in a looming government funding showdown. Mexico should move the flag-waving migrants, many of whom are stone-cold criminals, back to their countries, Trump tweeted early Monday morning. Do it by plane, do it by bus, do it any way you want. But they are not coming into the USA. We will close the border permanently if need be. Congress, fund the wall. Trump was reacting to reports that a group of migrants overwhelmed both Mexican federal and local police blockades and rushed towards the border at one of the busiest crossings between Tijuana in Mexico and San Diego. U.S. authorities said several Border Patrol agents were hit by rocks, prompting the use of tear gas. Border crossings were closed in both directions for several hours, and it did not appear that any migrants breached the frontier. The situation appeared to fall well short of the mass invasion by a caravan of thousands of migrants conjured up by Trump before the midterms. Sunday's events will further electrify political tensions in Washington as it gets to work after the Thanksgiving holiday and ahead of a month of transition and increasing vulnerability for the president. Trump and Congress are already facing a 2-week deadline to fund the government or risk a partial federal shutdown. Trump's White House is on edge as he mulls the fate of key players ahead of a staff reshuffle. The president is also keen to make the most of his final month of a GOP monopoly on power in Capitol Hill, and finally win funding for his border wall. He is also pushing an apparently reluctant Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to act on a criminal justice bill, one of the few bipartisan initiatives this year. Trump is also set to travel to another big international summit this week, the G20 in Argentina, that carries the habitual possibility that he could again fall out with other world leaders. The trip will also bring him face-to-face with Chinese President Xi Jinping at the most contentious moment in U.S.-China relations for decades as a trade war rages between the two powers. Democrats lining up investigations most ominously for Trump. Democrats are positioning themselves to unleash an unprecedented regime of investigation and oversight against his White House as soon as they take the reins of power in January, while Special Counsel Robert Mueller grinds away ever closer to the president's inner circle. Just how miserable things could get next year for the president was revealed by incoming House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff on CNN's State of the Union on Sunday. The California Democrat vowed to bring Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker before Congress to probe whether he was appointed with the express purpose of disrupting the Mueller investigation. He said the president was not being honest and casting doubt on the CIA's conclusion that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman was responsible for the murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. Schiff also said the new Democratic House would investigate whether the president's response to this and other foreign policy questions was being influenced by a hidden hand of investments or past or business ties. Is his personal financial interest driving U.S. policy in the Gulf? Is it driving U.S. policy vis-a-vis the Russians? We don't know, but it would be irresponsible not to find out, Schiff said. On NBC's Meet the Press, Democratic Representative Elijah Cummings of Maryland, who will head the House Oversight Committee, vowed proportionate investigations. The American people said to us through this election, we want accountability. We want to check on this President of the United States. But they also said something else. They said, we want you to solve our problems, Cummings said.